Hi, we have today Jyoti from Craft My Gift. Craft My Gift, I guess, got born out of creativity. Let's hear more from Jyoti what she has to say about Craft My Gift.
Yeah, sure. Hi, Naveen. Craft My Gift was born, yes, out of creativity and passion. So the whole idea about Craft My Gift came into being sometime in 2007. So I realized I had a passion of ensuring all the gifts I give it to my friends are really personal, and I had a lot of it's meaningful to them rather than just bought out of some artist gallery. So that's where the passion was. And I did see a whole need also in the market, because when I talk to people, I realize that they a lot of end up doing it themselves. So that's when I thought, why not create a company around it? And I went and did a course at IIM, which is a program on women entrepreneurship, which they run annually every year. And that kind of really put the whole business into the next level, because I got much more serious about it. I created the whole business plan, and that's when the whole journey started. So it was I was running it almost part time for a while, and now I'm into it full time.
So, how did this creativity work struck you? Like, when did it struck? Because generally you are from a tech field.
Exactly, right. I would say it has been somewhere in the genes. I was a creative person. As a child, also, I used to take very active part in crafts, and I used to do things on my own, do a lot of painting and things like that. So there was some creativity. Even at HP, when I was working, I was a UI designer.
Okay.
So there was a little design element to the work that I was doing, though there was a lot of coding work also. So yes, I think, and also I've seen as I've gotten into it, creativity automatically becomes more, because day and night you're just thinking about what new ideas to add, what more new things to do. So it's kind of developing on its own also. Right?
So initially you said you started as a part time and then you jumped in full time. So when did you take that decision and how did you take that decision?
Yeah, yeah. See, the when I was part time, definitely the revenues were very low, but it gave me a good idea to understand what the products are working, because it's not just another gift company. Our main specialty is in terms of coming up with a lot of unique concepts which are very creative, completely thought of out of the box, and we didn't know whether people are going to pay money to buy such things. So the whole time when I was part time really gave me a good idea to understand what people are liking and what people are not liking. So I think it was a good testing ground, and what helped me take the decision was that we had hit around easily some 60 customers, and we knew it is working well. And what was required really to take it to next level was my full-time commitment. So I just did some calculations where I can survive for some more time, and took the plunge.
So right now you're focusing more on the corporate clients or the individual?
Not corporate. Our clients are primarily individuals. So corporates we will be jumping in a little later in the future. But the kind of products we do are more suited for individual customers, because there's a lot of emotional element to it. There's a lot amount of personalization, which the individuals they appreciate more than the corporates. So right now we are completely focused on the individuals.
Good. So what kind of challenges you faced in the initial days?
My challenges primarily has been a lot in terms of the team, in terms of putting a good team in place, because I have been having challenges in terms of getting the right person on board. First of all, it's a startup, so you cannot really match the market rates when you're paying them. Right. And second is the time, the work, and the timings, and sometimes they have to work much harder than probably right. There's a small
efforts
team.
Are more and revenues are less.
Revenues are less. So how do you keep the team motivated? And not every person is suitable for a startup kind of a situation.
Right.
People might be looking for some more facilities which we don't really provide. So I have really had a challenge in finding the right person who is very passionate about the work. So I'll say the challenge is still going on. I'm testing out different people, keeping them on probation, and seeing if they really fit into the whole culture of the startup, and then I make it a permanent job.
So is there a experience mantra that would shorten this cycle? Of finding the right talent or the right people?
I think one thing I have seen, which probably I have corrected in my own thing, that earlier I did used to tell people that no, see, this is what I can pay you right now, and probably going forward the salaries will go up. But I've seen in a practical case, even though you foresee that okay 6 months will jump, but it does not happen. It takes much longer. So I will say when you are getting people, don't focus much on the money part that they will get. It should not be the trigger for them to join. Instead, just see how much they are really interested in the work that is going to be given to them. Even if they are free, they should be actually doing that work. They should be so passionate about it. And second, they should be really liking the whole the product that we are trying to build. So the passion is what I'm trying to get to more.
How do you get to these people? Like you can't hire a consultant.
Right. So I do try to go through references. I make a use of all these networks of startups where I'm part of all the mailing groups. So that is one of the way for me to get it, or through references. For example, for me, I do need a lot of creative people. So I go to design schools and tell them that I would want to recruit directly from them. So that helps sometimes.
So what's your roadmap, Jyoti, going forward?
The roadmap is, we definitely need to, we are completely focusing on the marketing right now because the way the products are, we have seen each customer who's bought it has been extremely happy. There has been comments which says people were almost saw tears in the eyes of people to whom they gifted the gift. So we do know that what we're doing is working, but not many people know about Craft My Gift still, and we're completely working on the marketing. So focus is on the marketing right now to get more and more people know about it, and we also are exploring getting into the international market. Right now we are selling only in the Indian market. So that's one more on plans, and the corporate part of it, we are planning to build a completely new set of division itself, which is focused, because the way you operate in a corporate market is a little different. The kind of products also needs to be different. So that's more of a 1 year plan. That's
You're planning to have some sales force of your own, or?
I'm not too much into the sales force as such. I think we'll be working more in terms of us building the whole structure at the back and then directly approaching people through some contacts.
Did you also have some financial challenges during the whole journey, Jyoti, initially?
Financial challenges has been there. It hasn't been very bad where I've been completely hit extremely badly. So somewhere our revenues have been able to take care of our expenses up to some level. And whatever my personal savings are there, I have been putting it. See, one thing I have ensured is my burn rate per month is kept low. So one thing that is how you can share your office space with another company, or the way you compensate the people. You probably don't give them a fixed salary. You probably also give them a share of the revenue. So things like that. So my burn rate is not very high, where I will probably immediately die in case of a bad time. So financially it has been okay, not too bad.
Was there any time that you felt I should quit?
Once or twice there has been. Not after I got into it full time, but when I was part time. So that is the time somewhere sometimes your job also pulls you back and says, because the revenues, as I said, were not really coming. So it was more of a complete motivation for me to keep it afloat.
So what kept you motivated?
I think somewhere when I went back and thought, I didn't really want to be in a job. Even if I quit, I probably would have moved into a startup itself. And I didn't want to quit. I knew this thing is working. It is just about me putting in more effort to take it to the next level. So I didn't really want to accept the failure, saying that, okay, this is not working. So I really felt that I have not tried enough. So as I keep...
Generally, we see a very less women entrepreneurs. So how about your family? Were they very supportive when you took this decision?
I don't come from a business family at all. So the parents have been completely from professional background. So they definitely were quite skeptical. They were okay when I was doing it part-time, because they thought it's just some hobby that I'm trying to pursue. But when I decided to quit, so there was a lot of opposition. But I think somewhere I was able to convince them that this is what I want to do, and they need to really wait and see the results rather than trying to look for returns immediately.
Are they happy now?
Yeah, they're fine. I think somewhere it is good to not keep them too involved also. I don't really update them about day-to-day problems or what's happening, because they look more at the negative side rather than positive side. So it's okay. Yeah, that's fine.
So Jyoti, what would you suggest to the upcoming entrepreneurs? What kind of precautions, mistakes, or any suggestions, any advice that you would like to give them?
One thing I'll say is that when you start getting into the entrepreneurial journey, it does become very alone, because you will suddenly put into so many of new challenges that you need to face. So it does help a lot to be in a community where you see people facing the same challenges together and learn from them, and probably see if some of the mistakes can be avoided. So one of the biggest advice I'll give is to immediately get into all these networks and groups where you can talk to people, Headstart or OCC, and they have their online discussion groups also. That's one of the primary things. And second, I'll say is do it. The more earlier you start, the more time you have in hand to fail and get up. So I don't think anybody is going to really regret their journey. So I'll say even if you have some dream in mind, just go for it and do it. So you will really cherish the whole journey.
How about things like trademarks or forming a private limited or LLP? What's your views on that?
In terms of you say how difficult it is?
No, not difficult. Like, should people be focusing, or whether they should start with a private limited, or they should just get started and things like that?
I'll say each of that has its own advantage. For some company types, private limited suits better. For example, I have registered a proprietorship because I registered the company when I was still working with HP.
Right.
So I just registered it on my dad's name. When I really go ahead to the next level where I'm seeking funding or I want to give shares to my people, or if I'm dealing with bigger companies, so I do see a need for private limited.
Okay.
So I might convert the company at that time. So initially people might definitely be confused in terms of where to go. I think it's good to consult someone who can tell you which is good for you. I won't really say private limited is good or proprietorship is good or no other limited liability is good. So I think you need to really see what you need. What suits for the company type, because proprietorship definitely the headache is less.
Right.
You don't need to keep too much of bookkeeping, but it has its own downsides also. So I think people should consult someone. I think it's better to take somebody's advice and go ahead for that.
Any goodbye note to the viewers?
I'll just say all the best, and whatever you're passionate about, just go behind it and do it.
Thanks, Jyoti. Thanks a lot. And the team at eLagaan, we wish you all success.
Sure. Thanks, Naveen.